Here we go. Vinnie P joining us right now. And you got the whole crew. You know, Vinny, I'm actually glad. What are you looking at yourself?
Yeah, I'm so blurry. This is so messed up. I'm in a different spot than I would normally be for an interview, and my studio's not ready at my house yet, and I'm just looking how blurry I am. I got my old laptop. This is brutal.
There's only one person to blame for that.
Yeah, hey, I'm blaming myself fully. That's on me. But yeah, don't love it, but I'll work through it.
Minor league Wi-Fi, big league player.
Yeah, that's right.
You got the whole crew today too. You got Todd Father in the house for a little Jersey love, Kratz, Brzezinski. So first off, how you doing? How you feeling?
Feel good. I got my first BP session in today, first like actual batting practice session. So pumped about that. Did some defense stuff today. Worked out. I mean, I feel like I'm in a really good spot. Other than how blurry I am, I'm in a really good spot.
Yeah, you're physically not blurry. Oh, and it just got a little better. But what's the timetable then? Are you going to be in normal spring training?
Yeah, I'll be back by spring training, no doubt about it. I like to tell people if we were pushing at the end of the year, I would have come back. That's really easy to say, but that's what I believe. So I think we would have done some things a little bit quicker to try to push for the playoffs, but didn't have to worry about that. And we took it real conservatively, and really excited to be swinging fully again, and excited to get back out there first day of spring.
Hey, I want to ask you about this Pasquatch thing here. You dressed up, and you were a statue pretty much in this outfit, and I thought this was the coolest. I love things like this. First off, how awesome was that to do? And second off, could you even see in that thing? I mean, was it good visibility? I'm looking for a new costume for next year.
Yeah, it was hot, that's for sure. So it's a cool thing that we have going in Kansas City. I don't know how the guy is wearing it in the summer whenever I get on base and he's got to walk up on the Hall of Fame. But I've got a man. One day I'll have to get a clear camera and you guys can really see.
No, we got it. That's good. That's good.
Got a one-of-one Pasquatch necklace. Shout out to Happy Jewelers for this. Yeah, nice. It's really cool. So Kansas City, the Royals, they've run with this, and I love it. I think it's one of the coolest things. Yeah, it was hot in there, and it was cool to actually get into the suit. But I don't plan on having any time to get in there anytime soon.
How did it come about? So, because I was fascinated when it kind of went unannounced. I thought, usually teams will send out a press release and all of this. I didn't see anything until I just saw it pop up in a game, which I thought was very well done, and just to let it kind of organically go viral. But when did you first hear about it, and just the uniqueness of you as one human being on a team, and you're pretty young still, like early stage in the bigs, having a mascot dedicated to you getting on base?
Well, first of all, I'm young in terms of service time in the big leagues, but in terms of age, I'm almost a dinosaur. I'm 26 now, so there's like half the league is younger than me right now. They didn't tell me they were doing it. I found out on Twitter, so which I think is kind of cool too, that I didn't even know about it. So when I first came up, people like to call me the Italian breakfast or Italian nightmare. I tried to lean away from the Italian stuff because it made my mom upset. She's not Italian, so she didn't love running with the Italian stuff and not the Irish stuff, so we leaned away from it. And I forgot who made it up, the Pasquatch nickname. It was either Ryan O'Hearn or it was Alec Lewis, who was a writer for The Athletic for us. One of them came up with it, and then it took off, and people ran with it, and I liked it, so we let it go. And the whole walking on the Hall of Fame thing was really cool. I didn't know about it, but I think it's a really special thing that we're doing.
It's pretty awesome that a team would come up with something like that, and then the fans obviously bought into it. You mentioned you were doing rehab and you're back to swinging. You like Madden football. You're a Jets fan. I'm sorry, our producer Claudia is also a Jets fan. So, but you went on the IL. Your quarterback you invented with the same exact injury. Like, does Madden have a bug in your house? Does EA Sports have a bug? Because they were like, man, this guy really did hurt his shoulder.
Yeah, it was bullshit. If I'm being completely honest, I was leading the team. I was like 13-1, something like that. I turn around, like I told you, my studio's not ready yet. That's where I'm going to put my PlayStation. So I'm playing in the living room at my house, and my fiance is behind me. And I turn to her. I'm like, do you see this? Are you kidding me right now? And so I just took a picture of it and posted it, and it took off. But yeah, Madden's got me in a blender right now because I can't win the Super Bowl. It's just my guy gets hurt. It's just been tough, but I'm working through it. We're working through some things.
Please do. You got to grind through that kind of stuff. Would you ever be the Pasquatch on the Hall of Fame club during a game without people knowing, and then you let a pitch? I mean, like, hey, you get pinch hit for, maybe it's your day off. Just kind of roll across there just in a random time.
Yeah, shit. I hope I never get pinch hit for. So hopefully not in that scenario. Maybe if I get pinch run for, that would be the time. While technically, my on base is still out there. So yeah, probably not. I'm just gonna stick in the dugout, stick on the field. I'm gonna let whoever that is up there take the beating of how hot that thing gets, because now I know officially how hot it is in there. So my condolences to that person for sure.
Did you meet that person?
Nope, they won't tell me who it is because it's just the Pasquatch. So I have no idea who it is. It's just the Pasquatch. That's all I know.
This is really mysterious. Like KC PR is like sneaky mysterious, Kratz.
Yeah, like you can't the Fanatic. The Fanatic is one thing, and then one day we'll have the Fanatic's best friend on here, and that's how you talk about that person. You can never. Maybe that's a real Sasquatch. Like.
You never know. You never know. So I've never met him. That's it. So I have no idea. Who knows? Who knows what could be in there?
You never know who the real Fanatic is either. They never come out and tell you. Look
exactly.
at that.
The Fanatic's best friend. You can meet that person.
I mean, I worked for a team in the minor leagues, and I knew the mascot. We were under the tunnel, and he would come in like Vinny says, and be sweaty as shit, and he'd be like, "Dude, I'm dying out there."
That's the bushes.
Yeah, they don't. So in the big leagues, you don't get to see who the mascot is.
Nope, they keep it. They keep it under wraps. I know. They don't want you to know. They want the mysterious. I like how they put my jersey there. I think I went in the team store a few weeks ago. I'm almost 100% positive my jersey was not one of the only ones just sitting there. That was for the video.
They put that one up that day for you.
That's a jersey. Yeah. That's not a jersey. That's a jersey.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's fine. Whatever it is, normally Salvi or Bobby's got their name right there. It's never saying Pasquantino. So I got to do a little bit more for that.
You got to work your way up to the real jersey, not the jersey.
Yeah.
By the way, dude, I used to know all the mascots.
Like,
I mean, the Fanatic.
The White Sox have a mascot?
The White Sox have Southpaw. It was a girl when I was there. It was a female. Okay. And then Twins had a bear.
Yeah.
Bear was awesome. Lucille was awesome, dude.
Yep.
He rode in on a scooter every day, and then he'd jump in the Lucille costume. He's awesome. Where else did I play? I didn't know Wally in Boston. Fred second rate. The top tier ones, you don't know them. They're not real. Philly? I actually met the guy who was the original Philly Fanatic, but not the guy it's now.
I know the person who was the original Rockies mascot. I can't remember what he was. But
Dinger.
Yeah, that's right.
Good name.
In summer ball, my collegiate summer ball as a freshman, he was also the mascot of my summer ball team. That's how I got to know him. So he's in Charlottesville, Virginia somewhere. He's great. He's awesome. But yeah, the original Rockies mascot was in Charlottesville with me freshman year of summer.
Where'd you play in summer ball in Charlottesville? You play in the Valley League?
The Valley League. I played for the Charlottesville Tom Sox. We broke a bunch of records in that league. Our team was nasty. I think we went like 32-10, won the league. It was awesome.
Yeah, Valley League kids. You always got to give a shout out. I played for the Generals and the Turks.
Ooh, the Generals were Waynesboro. We hated them. They were our rival. And then who are the Turks?
Harrisonburg.
Harrisonburg, that's right. They are something else now. They're still there, though, because they play at James Madison. Is that where you played?
They have the nicest field for sure now.
Yeah, easily.
Hey, when you were a rookie, because you got a great personality. When you were a rookie, what was your go-to song singing on the bus?
So, well, that's a story. But what was the song? It was You Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys, I think. I think that's what it was.
I Want It That Way.
But,
I Want It That Way.
Unless there's a sequel.
I Want It That
Scott
Way.
Definitely knows
right.
that song.
I practiced, did everything I was, and then I got up to the front, couldn't remember a word. It was very embarrassing. I spent an entire bus ride in the bathroom, couldn't remember the word, couldn't have the lyrics, couldn't have music, so I froze. It was tough, and it was in Detroit too, so it was a good 50-minute, hour-long bathroom trip for me.
You Are My Fire? You got nothing on you guys all know some lyrics to that song. You don't know that song?
Of course I did. I live in Orlando. Of course I know the Backstreet Boys. It's like you don't know the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC in Orlando. You got to move.
Yeah.
Let's hear a little bit of it because you didn't get to sing it for Salvi on the bus.
No, you guys know that's a team thing. That ain't for public consumption. You guys know better than that.
No doubt.
Go ahead.
So I wanted to know this year, obviously after you get hurt, can you give the background on being able to hang around with the team to give us some player insight? Because did you get to spend most of the rest of the season rehabbing with the ball club?
Yep, I spent the rest of the season in Kansas City. I wasn't able to go on road trips or anything. And for the first month or so, they didn't want me in the dugout because I was in a sling. So they didn't want me to get hurt or get in anybody's way. So for the first month, all my work was in the morning. I stayed away from the team. But then after that, I was pretty much there every day. I'd go in early, do my rehab, so I'd get out of the way of everybody, and then I'd be there for every home game for the most part. So I was still there. I was still around, kicking it with the guys.
How does that work? Did you go up to the team and say, "Hey, listen, I want to be with the boys and not"? Where would you usually go, or where do some guys have to go for rehab? To the spring training site?
Yeah, it kind of depends on what the injury is. If you can come back, typically, if you can come back with us, you go to the spring training spot so you can ramp up a little bit quicker. Nobody travels on the road, especially if you're on the 60. If you're on the 10 and you have a chance to get back, you'll travel. But they try to keep it real separate, so then you're not getting in anybody's way. Because obviously, when you're on the IL, you don't matter at all. So it's just making sure you're getting your work in. Like my job became get healthy. It didn't have to do anything with the team. So I need to do my best to get healthy so then I can then help the team. So for me, it was just do what I can to get healthy and let the guys go out there and play and essentially stay out of their way so they could go do their jobs.
It's interesting you say that because I was on teams that some teams were stay here in rehab. Some teams were, it was auto, like certain teams were like auto, you have to go to the spring training site. So it's interesting that what you said with the Royals, it depends on if you can come back or if you can't. So I just find it amazing how every team does everything so differently. And hey, listen, if it was me, I'd want to be around the team. I'd be like begging the traveling secretary, can I please go on the road? I'm
Yeah.
so bored at home. Please let me go on the road trips.
I was almost given clearance to go for the fantasy football draft because I was the commissioner and I had to miss it. But I was this close to getting clearance to do it, but it just wasn't a fit because we were in Oakland and in Seattle. There just wasn't the space. So we didn't let that one didn't happen. But yeah, I just hope to never deal with it again. Like, so my plan is for the next, for the foreseeable future, I'm just not going to have to worry about that. I'll just be there because I'm playing.
Yep. And didn't you mention how you wanted to experience like what the team was going through? So, and how was that? Because like, obviously,
Yeah.
The team wasn't good this year. There's no other way to put it. Like, it was a bad year.
Yeah. I mean, there's no sugarcoating it, right? I mean, we were a very bad team. Doesn't mean that we didn't believe in ourselves in the locker room. No, it does not. But it was important to me to be around the team because I want to see this thing through and be here. When we make this thing work, it's important to me to go through this now with the guys I'm in there with. So then when we see it, hopefully see it through the other side and we're here, that this is something we went through together and we learned through it. Now, is that going to happen? I don't know. Can't see the future, but it's important for me to be around the guys because it was almost, it almost felt like the same reason of why you'd want to be around the team when they're good is because when you know how it is when you're awful, like you just try to make the clubhouse feel as good as you can. So for us, we were going in there every day. I'm not a big fan of the whole, hey, we're working hard, because that feels like that's what you're supposed to do. Like, I don't think I should get credit for doing my job. So for me, it was try to be in there every day with the guys, make sure we're doing what we need to do, try to play clean baseball and work on winning some games. We didn't win as many as we wanted to this year, but we went through some things as a team this year that hopefully will help us next year win a few more ball games.
How does Witt feel about losing? Because I know we always talk about these superstars, like everybody thinks Ohtani just, well, all he wants is to win. All he wants, but guys don't necessarily come out. What does Witt, your star shortstop, feel about losing?
Yeah, him and I have funny arguments over it because we see it two different ways. I always say I like winning more than I hate losing, and he always says the opposite of he hates losing more than he likes winning. So we talk about that quite a bit because it's just two different mindsets of basically thinking the same thing. So for him, it doesn't matter what he does at the plate, what he does in the field. If we don't win, he's in a bad mood after the game. Same way if he goes 0-4 and we win, he's one of the best teammates. I mean, he's one of the best teammates I've ever played with. Very, very rarely being on the inside of it and seeing him every day, very rarely do you see somebody get all these, basically nice things said about him and they're actually true. So for him, I mean, it's crazy how he's just all worldly. There's not too many, especially high school kids, that are as mature as him and that can come in and command a clubhouse the way he does. So, I mean, he's the best. You can see it on the field, and then I get to see it in the clubhouse. So for me, it's really cool to be around him and just see how much, like, the city of Kansas City almost has no idea what they have in him, because all he wants to do is just put wins on the board day in and day out.
Yeah, and he's barely scratching the surface too, Vinny, in terms of what he can bring to this team, right? Like there are a few other, more levels to his game, I think, and he's so damn young, people forget about it. But do you think that he'll be there for a long time? I mean, we haven't really heard much on that front, and I'm wondering, if it's someone who's like dying to win, he wants to make sure that this is getting built the right way.
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak for him, but I know that it's really important to him to be in Kansas City, and I know it's important to him to win. And hopefully we can figure out a way to make those two things a reality. And like for me on a personal side, I hope I'm part of his decision to want to stay in Kansas City if they want to keep him there. So my goal is to put as many, like I was saying earlier, put as many wins up there, so it becomes less of a decision for him to have to make of just, hey, we're rolling. You get what you want, and you stay here for, hopefully his entire career. I know that would mean something to him. So yeah, it'll be exciting to see what happens with that. And I hope he gets whatever he wants and they get what they want.
Hey, let me ask you this. You talk about goals a little bit. I know, considering you're 100% healthy going into the season, I know it's still far away, but do you set goals for yourself, like the same goals year in and year out of what you expect out of yourself? I think that's a good question to ask, just because I try and teach younger kids, have a goal for yourself. You know what I mean? Like something, whether it's, making a great play or doing anything, but for yourself, especially, like, do you set goals and standards for yourself each year, day in and day out?
Yeah, I definitely have standards. Maybe not necessarily like I want to do this or I want to do that, because I just have a really simple mindset of however cliche it is, like I just want to go have good at bats every day. That's what's the most important thing to me. But I think on that end, like I think I can hit 300 in the big leagues. I would really want to hit 300. I don't give a shit what anybody has to say about batting average. That number is important to me. It's always been important to me, and I think I can do it. And then for me, I'd like to walk more than I strike out. I think that proves kind of how you are as a hitter. And to me, it's one of the most important things of being able to put pressure on the pitcher at all times, and just have good at bats. So for me, those are kind of my two things is, yes, I know I need to hit for power. I know my ISO needs to be up. I know specific things that I need to do to make me successful, to make the team successful. But for me, I really believe I could hit 300 in this league, given a full season, which I haven't been able to do yet. But hey, I'm telling you, it's going to happen. And then I'd really like to walk more than I strike out, because, again, I believe I can do it. So why not go do it?
You talk about the future a little bit. What does Salvi mean to this team? Because there's a chance he could get traded. There's rumors, he's a guy that could trade and you could have someone else step in. What does he mean to this team on the field and off the field?
Yeah, I mean, he's everything to this franchise, really. You've seen it. You know how he is in the clubhouse. He's just one of the best. Him getting named captain on the opening day this year was really special. That picture he took with all the former captains of the Royals still hangs up in his locker, and he's just really special. He's, brings the energy every day. He's not scared to tell you how he feels, and all he wants to do. It's the same with Bobby. The Royals seem to have a type of who they're looking for as their superstars, and those obviously they're some of the best players in the game, but also all they want to do is go win. So Salvi's going to push you every day. He's going to make sure you try to go win, and he's going to keep you on your toes in that way.
Vinny, can you recall your last conversation with Zach Greinke? Because I would say, like, give me a good one, but like they're all going to be pretty interesting and unique. So you got anything for us?
Him and I almost talk daily because of fantasy football, so we're kind of locked in on that right now. I don't really have any great Greinke stories, mostly because I don't know how much he wants to people to say or not. So I try to give him his space when it comes to that. But really, the only thing I got is that, I mean, there's trades being sent every single day by him. It's ridiculous, and he'll send them in the group chat and just say, "Hey, Vinny, trade. You have 2 minutes to respond. If you don't respond, he just pulls it back. It doesn't matter what the deal is. It's he takes full control of our fantasy football.
He's kind of a jerk sometimes. So is he a jerk when he trades for guys too? Is he like, I will take your starting tight end for 3 running backs who are on the bench?
Yeah, he'll make comments and say, "Oh, well, this person just didn't win a trade." It's like, well, I'm trying to make a fair deal here, and he just wants to dominate all the trades. So yeah, sometimes you'll get some ridiculous offers in, and then he'll he'll shit talk you in the chat and say, I don't know why you didn't take it. That's the best deal I've ever offered. So he's always all over the place with fantasy. It's one thing I love about him. So you never know what you're going to get, because you might get a great trade and not even see it, and then you see a horrendous one and you don't even think about it. So yeah, he's always one step ahead of you. Yeah, but gotta love it.
Yeah, don't stand down to him. Make sure you're always calling him out. But all right, now since most of the time you've been on, like, you look like you're one of those like informants where it's like, I don't even know what, your face, but now we can see your face. So what you say is going to matter. All right. The Player's Choice Award, Acuna won. Okay. Should he have won the award over Shohei Ohtani, who you were 1 for 3 with 2 punchies out?
Yeah, he also got me in the World Baseball Classic. I'm 1 for 3 off of him with a single and a walk. But I guess I'll get into that in a second. But yeah, I mean, the players voted him in, so he should have won. Hard to argue with the players on that one. Guys see it every day. I think probably maybe the injury hurt him a little bit, but it's probably one of those things too, like LeBron in the NBA. You can't give the guy the award every year, I guess. Not? I don't know. I don't make the rules. I just vote. I don't even remember who I voted for right now. That was like 3 months ago. So yeah, he's unbelievable, that guy Shohei. But what Acuna did this year was just ridiculous. The thing I can't get over about Acuna is him hitting a ball 121.4 the opposite way. That just doesn't really make sense to me, but he's electric.
Vinny, excuse Kratz. He's bitter. He's so bitter. He asked everybody this question. He just can't get over the fact that Acuna won. So yes, it's okay to say Acuna won. Kratz he can't. I don't know why. He's having a hard time. I don't know if he gets a cut every time he says Shohei Ohtani should have won the Player's Choice Award. But gosh, he just cannot get over this.
Yeah, that's all right. I feel good about Acuna winning. What he did this year was super special. And Ohtani, I guess, has he's going to have to just do it as a hitter next year. I don't know what his status is with his arm, but I have no doubts that he'll be up in that voting again next year. But I guess, can he win Comeback Player of the Year next year if he's just a hitter, even though he's coming back?
Maybe. I mean,
because that one is going to affect me and my goals a little bit for next year. So hopefully he can't win that one.
Or you can just have a really bad year and still win. If you have a really bad year the year before, then you come back and have a really good year, you can win too.
Yeah,
what do you know? Why you're shaking your head? Cody Bellinger was on the ballot. Did Cody Bellinger win? It's not right.
He won it, I think.
Yeah, but all he did was have a bad year. And then he comes back and have a good year. Like, comeback player of the year. He came back from being shitty.
So you know it's wrong. You know Shohei should have won this, because even Vinny's like, hey, if he has a good, I'm sure he's going to be up there on the list, for something, if he just hits, because he's probably going to be up there again. Yeah, he did it last year, and he pitched.
Listen.
Yeah, I think you're getting a cut from the revenue he makes.
Yeah, thank you.
Which, I mean, technically I am too, from the World Baseball Classic especially. So thanks, Shohei, for being a worldwide superstar, because that helps everybody else out too.
Exactly.
Exactly right.
They watch that in.
By the way, was that Crouch's bad Jersey accent he was trying to do?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, that was rough.
So angry. I'm sorry, Vinny. Sorry.
No,
Vinny's not even from Jersey.
But on a brighter note, I do come to Orlando every year for vacation right before the season. So maybe we could do an actual one where you could see me and like live or something.
Yeah.
So
where do you come to Orlando?
Disney.
We go to some Marriott property. My dad got conned into a timeshare a few years ago, so we go down there every year.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So and because of what time of the year I'm going, I'm going to need to get some work in. If you got a facility that
I got a great place. I got a field, cages. We got a Yacker Tech. You can get your exit velos. You can get it all whatever you need.
Perfect. Yeah, that's
and
perfect.
Golf course hookup.
And golf courses. We got everything.
I don't know if you realize,
golf courses and clear cameras, which is the most important thing right now.
I mean, look at these cameras. Look at it. We got a spot where you can sit right here next to Scott. He'll put his arm around you. He might even rub your leg if you get lucky.
Scott smells delicious.
Oh, so delicious.
I do shower twice a day. And if you Google Mayor of Orlando, whatever it says, it's actually this guy.
It's
right
Buddy
here.
Dyer.
That's perfect. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, let's make it happen.
Done.
Thank you for visiting the city beautiful Orlando on the train when you're in the airport. He always plays it.
For me, I just hear this is AJ Brzezinski. Get out of my fucking city.
Get out of my town.
Well, Vinny, it was awesome having you on, dude. Great catching up. Appreciate you hanging with the Wi-Fi sitch, and we'll get you in person. Let us know when you're coming down.
Yeah, sounds good. I appreciate it, guys.
Cheers, man.